remember I told you that Drake used an AI of Tupac and Snoop.
Exactly.
He wasn't dissing Kendrick, but still, a lot of people didn't like the fact that he used an AI for Snoop's voice and for Tupac's voice to kind of tell Kendrick, "Come on, man, hurry up! Don't let this dude
get on out there. Don't let him diss you." And I was like, "Ooh, he's stealing someone else's opportunity to do their own narrative, and you're also stealing their likeness. You're using their likeness,
right?"
And I didn't like that.
But the first part, one of the people that came out to say that they didn't like it was Tupac's brother.
Oh, okay.
So that's where you got here. Tupac's brother shares his thoughts on using AI in music. It's like bringing out a tank or even going with a nuclear option. Battle should be one-on-one. He sees it as his brother. It's like if you battling somebody dancing and you bring out a Michael Jackson hologram to dance on your team.
You know
the person to say, okay, nah, that's not real.
Or would you think if it's similar to...
He's bringing Tupac on his team.
Or would you think as well as another, because I can be wrong with my analogy, as well as that, because that definitely is it. If somebody uses an AI of Martin Luther King...
Right, or something.
And Malcolm X, and with more discussions that they never had.
Yeah, that's true.
You're creating a whole new narrative with these guys, and they're both gone.
Right.
So,
and not only his brother came out, but Suge had to say something. So Suge said something. He came back and said that Drake better I'm re-paraphrasing, he better tread lightly.
Thank you.
Because you're bringing in the West Coast. There's a stand. They lift Tupac up in the world of hip hop, and definitely the West Coast. So whenever you say his name or bring his name up, you're gonna have a lot of dudes that's gang banging and all of that. That's gonna look up and say, "What are you saying about Pop?
What's going on?"
They don't like that. So this dude is from Canada.
Right.
You're not even American.
From Canada. It sounds funny that you even say, even though it's it's a country and everything. I'm not laughing at it.
No, but it's not our country.
He's not West Coast, East Coast at all.
He's no coast.
Yeah.
So you to bring up a Canadian rapper if you want to bring up a rapper.
What's the Canadian? Well, you said he was from Canadian that got involved with the Megan Thee Stallion, the shooting.
Oh yeah, bring up Tory.
Tory,
even though he in jail. Let him say something from the jail because Tory's good.
Okay,
Tory Lanez is good,
and he's from Canada.
He's from Canada. So that was the whole big thing. He said, watch out because he hearing that the Crips and the Bloods are going to join forces just to come at you when you bring up. So they kind of they gave him a warning.
Yeah.
He ain't going to do it again. But they gave him a warning like, don't do that again.
Tupac to me, and I don't know all of his music, but just the following of him and his history and what I've seen a little bit of, he has left a legacy.
Right.
And you tampering with that and touching it, even if the message was not a negative message,
right?
Don't use him to speak.
And everybody knows, I've said it 100 times, I love Kendrick because Kendrick is smart. Charlamagne the God was on their show today because he kept on telling Kendrick, when you going to say something? When you going to say something? Now he's saying, I don't blame you for not saying nothing.
Yes.
It's messy.
Yes.
And Kendrick is not messy.
He probably...
So leave him alone. He'll say something when he wants to say. He wants to clear the road of all of this Kanye.
And maybe he felt a certain way too. If the fact that you're going to pull an AI...
Actually, to be honest with you, that, in my opinion, gave Kendrick more ammunition, to be honest with you.
What do you mean?
Because he could really pull an American thing, like, you're not even American. He can really pull, you should never be the head of hip-hop. Hip-hop came from the streets of New York and LA.
Right.
You're not from America.
Foundation.
So for you to think that you're going to just be the person to be the lead, the head of hip-hop, and we all supposed to bow down to you. Would America bow down to Canada? So he can really make this a really big thing if he wants
and
to.
think about it too. A lot of Canada is still under the reign of the king and queen, the king that's in Europe.
And some of them are French Canadian.
So be careful with that.
Yeah.
With any leading that you're taking. Hip hop has influenced the world.
Yeah.
But the foundation
is American.
Don't forget that, Drake.
And not only that, it's American and it's black.
Okay.
You're half white.
Maybe
there's you was raised by a white woman. And it wasn't in the project.
Think about this. Maybe there's a privilege attitude Drake is carrying.
What I'm saying, Kendrick.
So be careful.
But I'm saying Kendrick is so smart. He'll write that.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? He'll talk about. Kendrick is good. He'll talk about the sweat, the blood, the hills of Tennessee, the black people, the slaves that put money.
He's very social conscious.
He's very social conscious, and he will say something. But I think he's gonna wait for this field
to blow over
for Kanye and all of them,
because they all putting their hands in this.
Yeah, one. Kanye he hates Drake, so he has a personal vendetta.
He felt he needed to say something.
This dude,
I don't like you. I'm gonna get in anyway.
And this dude using AIs and stuff.
I know that one. Oh, I'll never forget when you told me that. It got under my skin when you told me, because and it's not even that he did it, who he used. I'm concerned about the future of AI being used that way.
Hip hop is supposed to talk about truth, even though they lie, talking about they got these cars,
they live in their lifestyle, and they not.
But the real foundation is about what's going on
in your community,
in the streets,
social,
all of that. And
so awareness.
We don't need no hotline guy and Kiki, if you love me, thinking he the one that's leading everybody.
Yeah.
Just be a guy that sells millions of records, which is what he does.
Yeah.
But don't try to act like you saving hip hop and you the streets. Yeah. So dudes they waiting on Kendrick. They waiting on Kendrick. It's a lot of pressure on little man. But I like him.
He may fool you and just wait it out again.
I like him.
He said he's been known to go a long time without talking.
I love Kendrick, so he can do whatever he wants. All right, so now we're still